It seemed inconceivable, didn't it, that a children's nurse could be one of Britain's worst serial killers.
But that's absolutely the key. A nurse is supposed to take care of you, to look after you. That such a person in such a position could do that, it is quite extraordinary. And that's why it took people so long to get a handle on what was going on, because it was very troubling. And the chief detective who was investigating it, I mean, his colleagues told him, come on, you'll never get a conviction here, because this is a young nurse. And they had great problems, you know, in that relationship of trying to interview somebody like that who was looking after the kids. The parents of some of the victims were so convinced about her caring side that one of them made her a godmother to the child. Wow. You know, and yet she went around attacking those kids. I mean, you know, I've done quite a few things like this in my time, but I've never quite seen anything quite like it.
Did this one really affect you then when you actually looked in more detail and you sat there and listened to the tapes and spoke to the victims' families and heard what they'd been through?
Well, it was such a surprise that she was so combative, she was so sure of herself, she didn't evince any kind of doubts about her position. And it's a great credit to Detective Stuart Clifton, who actually, you know, saw that something was going on. But, you know, the whole thing, you go to Grantham, and even now, 25 years after, and the whole place is still immersed in this incident at the Children's Hospital there. It's, you know, quite amazing.
And still questions to this day, I mean, it touched on there in the clip, didn't it, about how she is in Rampton Secure Hospital facility rather than being in prison? Well,
you know, there's one stream of thought which says that, you know, she is deprived of her liberty there. But there are a lot of other people, especially the families of the victims, who say, you know, she's having too easy a time, too comfortable a time. Yeah, but that's what happens. I think they're also very annoyed that they never got, you see, she never spoke in court. She never said anything. So they've never got a word of remorse or sorrow from her about what she did. And that still haunts many people around there. And it's quite extraordinary, as I say, going to Grantham now and still find people ready to talk about something which happened as though it were yesterday.
Yeah.
And the detective, Stuart Clifton, does say he remembers every single detail as though it were yesterday.
And you were surprised by her demeanour, weren't you, when, you know, she was originally arrested, when she was
pretty calm,
being questioned?
Pretty calm.
Is she someone that you'd want to interview, do you think?
Well, I don't. Having done the programme now, I'm not so sure. Although, you know, we went into it thinking it'd be a great thing to get her to talk about, you know, any reflections about what happened. You know, people usually, you know, have these thoughts, but I'm not waiting up to interview her.
You've done so much. I mean, it's extraordinary, Sir Trevor, to sort of think about your career and how long it stemmed. And Sean was saying, as you
long, yes, long.
But you were saying that he's the reason you wanted to get into broadcasting.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him in the 80s.
Well,
I was growing
yes,
up,
I hope you don't blame me eternally.
Yeah, what have you done? What have you done to my life?
But
maybe gone to TV.
I always, I love sort of interviewing you and hearing your experience and how that landscape has changed, the television landscape has changed. Do you still sort of look at what you've done in your back catalogue and think, goodness me, it's been a journey?
Yes, I don't look back all that often, but, you know, when you do, you think it is quite amazing.
I was of an age when Tiswas was very big. The moments with you and Lenny doing Sir Trevor McDonald,
I still see him.
People still talk about that?
He talks about it a little bit, and it's amazing how people just pick out little things that you've done, and at times you've actually forgotten you've done. I've not forgotten that, but people's memories are very particular about certain things, you know, and it affects people in a certain way, and they talk to you about it, and in that case, you do sort of relive it, you know, but you don't spend all your time.
No, of course not. Of course, there's too many memories, isn't there?
Hankering to be back in it now with everything that's going on?
No, well, I mean, no, I'm not hankering to be back. I still watch the news. You never
lose that.
Get away from it entirely, but because there's so much of it around.
There is at the moment, isn't there?
It's 24 around the clock.
Lovely to have you with us.
Thank you so much for coming in. It's great to see you.